You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports. Well, we're going to talk about Colin Kaepernick. My God, every time a quarterback gets a hangnail, calls from woke members of the media, former and current, the calls go out. The wokes online. Colin Kaepernick's name trends again every single time. As soon as Aaron Rodgers went down, my goodness, they wanted Colin Kaepernick back. Now, guys, keep this in mind. Let's take all the social nonsense out of this. He's a 35-year-old quarterback that hasn't taken a snap in 6 seasons now. It's utterly absurd that anybody believes that he would be able to come in and still have the skills to pilot an NFL team. Cam Newton can't play anymore. He's only been out 1 season, for crying out loud. Deshaun Watson set out for 2 seasons. Frankly, the jury is out. All right, and let's be real. Deshaun Watson could outball Colin Kaepernick every day of the week and twice on Sunday before he got hurt. Not to mention, I thought the NFL was a bunch of slavers. Have you ever seen anybody want to re-slave themselves more than Colin Kaepernick? His agent called the Jets, for crying out loud. So, I've got 2 things. I've got Sage Steele, formerly of ESPN, absolutely crushing Colin Kaepernick into the dirt. And she points out something very, very astute in the fact that never in life can you imagine Colin Kaepernick running out with that American flag in the patriotic manner that Aaron Rodgers did the other day. He wouldn't have done it. And we've got Skip Bayless giving one of the most pathetic pleas anybody has ever made for Colin Kaepernick to come back to the NFL. And I saw this and was like, this can't be real. That Skip Bayless, look, I actually like Skip. This makes no sense whatsoever. Let's play it.
After that game,
well,
and
nobody
he spoke
knew.
eloquently.
Yeah.
And once it became all about police brutality and protesting just that, he won me completely over. The Nate Boyers of the world, the ex-militaries of the world who stood in lockstep with him at that point, that won me over. I was always a fan of him as a quarterback, and I still don't think Jim Harbaugh gets enough credit for what he did midstream with Alex Smith that season. He said, no, I'm going with this kid. And they went all the way to the Super Bowl. And remember, it was a controversial last play of the Super Bowl that I thought was pass interference that they just looked the other way at. But that's how close Colin came from winning a Super Bowl coming from nowhere at midseason.
Jim Harbaugh's not around, folks. Jim Harbaugh's not going to come as a package deal with Colin Kaepernick anywhere. That's not going to happen, Skip Bayless.
I look at his playoff games that he played. He was 4-2 in the postseason. That first one, I know you guys remember this, against Green Bay at home, he went...
Okay, that's enough of that nonsense. But the point is, I cannot believe that Skip Bayless is pitching for Colin Kaepernick to come back. Of all people, it's unfathomable. The guy can't play dead at this point. Stop it. Everybody in the league knows it. Warren Sapp obliterated Colin Kaepernick. He gets destroyed by black NFL players all the time. All the time. There was a former Steeler I did a video on a couple of weeks ago. Kaepernick got destroyed. He was like, dude, it's over. You're the old prom queen. Still trying to relive high school moments. And again, you compared the league to a bunch of slave traders. And you're begging to get back in. The hypocrisy is unfathomable at this point. Quote, do I think the Jets are going to take a shot on Colin? I don't. But do I think he can still play right here, right now? I absolutely do. Guys, that's That's absurd. It really is about the dumbest thing anybody could possibly say, the idea that Kaepernick can come back and play in the NFL right now. I'm not sure he could play in the USFL or the XFL if you want to know the truth. He's been out that long, and if he wanted to prove himself, he could have long since been in one of those leagues. But he thinks he's worth millions of dollars. It's ridiculous. Come on. All right, so let's get to Sage Steele making the comments about Colin Kaepernick and how absurd it is, and just throwing it out there. Can you imagine? This is Aaron Rodgers right here. So who would he take over this role to? Question mark. Yeah, I'm thinking Colin Kaepernick would never be interested in doing something like this. Guys, it really was one of the best moments we can remember in a very, very long time. Aaron Rodgers running out with that American flag. It's the most patriotic thing we've seen from an NFL player in years. Aaron Rodgers wasn't afraid to get that American flag and run out there on 9/11. And credit to Aaron Rodgers for doing that, because I think there's a lot of players in the league that would refuse to do it at this point. They're afraid they might get canceled. It's a bad look, right? The wokes can't stand America at this point, remember? Still isn't the only former ESPN employee who has taken a shot at Kaepernick. Yeah, Will Cain from Fox News also came out and said, the year is 2030 and the New Orleans Saints quarterback, Arch Manning, goes down with an injury. You know who is available, we're told? Colin Kaepernick. It was reported Tuesday that Kaepernick's agent reached out to the Jets. That's just how absurd this has gotten at this point. I mean, every time there's an injury, Colin Kaepernick's name gets brought up. It's unimaginable that people still bring his name up. And once again, you know, he's lied to everybody about not having chances. I always remind people, the 49ers had a trade in place. He was going to the Denver Broncos. It was agreed upon. The Broncos were going to receive Kaepernick and sign him to a 1-year, $10 million deal for the 2017 season. And Kaepernick thought it was not enough money and turned down the trade. Well, guess what? Nobody else in the league wanted him. And then the Ravens were going to sign him. Remember that? As a backup to Lamar Jackson. Steve Bisciotti came out and said, this is a thing. He said, God help us or whatever. He caught flack for that. Why, I don't know. And then Colin Kaepernick's girlfriend tweeted out a picture of Samuel L. Jackson and Leonardo DiCaprio from Django Unchained and compared it to Steve Bisciotti and the relationship with Ray Lewis. And, of course, calling Ray Lewis an Uncle Tom. And, of course, the Ravens backed out of that deal. Of course they did. Why wouldn't they? But, yeah, he was going to sign with the Ravens. They were going to sign him. And Kaepernick and his bunch screwed that up. So let us not act like this guy has not had chances. He's had tryouts. I mean, the entire league bent over backwards for this dude after George Floyd. Nobody wants him. He can't play anymore. Tell me what you think, black and white sports supporters. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.